Good afternoon, council. Why do I keep doing that? Good morning, America. So it looks as though Black people are more mad at AI than anything wrong inside of these church houses.
Adam basically tells him, yo, I grew up in church, but the people around me were not taking the Bible as seriously as I was. He says, so based on that, he came to the conclusion that if people ain't taking the book seriously, neither should I. He then says that even in his adult life, he said the majority of the people in the culture or the people that he's interviewing on the podcast claim to be Christian, but in their conversations, Adam as an atheist, Adam is saying to himself, the conversations he's having, at some point during this conversation, God should be brought up. Adam says if he was a Christian, at some point during the conversations he's having on the pod, God should be brought up, religion should be brought up in some way, shape, or form, but it's not happening. In verse 24, he says that God's name is blasphemed amongst the Gentiles because of you. I truly wonder how many Adam 22s are being created based on the Christian witness. How many people have we turned away as Christians because we're living a duplicitous life, we're living comfortable in sin, we're living in compromise, and they're saying, yo, if you're not taking your book seriously, if you're not respecting your God, why would I?
You are more mad at an AI artist than you are at the false prophet that has been running your church for the last few years, the last decade, the last 20 years, and you know that this is a false prophet.
2018, Pastor Mitch Summerfield stepped into the role of lead pastor at Word of God Fellowship in Raleigh, a church founded by his late parents.
4 years ago, my parents died. They transitioned to be with the Lord, and they were the great leaders of this church, of this great ministry.
His biography describes him as a next-generation leader, crediting him for closing real estate deals valued over $1 million. But according to the Department of Justice, he's now awaiting sentencing on federal charges of conspiracy to commit bank and wire fraud.
It's coming from Leviticus, let's just say.
Yeah.
It's coming from Leviticus. Well, it says don't eat
What about the pork?
crab legs, don't eat pork. Don't wear mixed fabrics.
Exactly.
So if that's how you feel, put them crab legs down.
Right.
Put that polyester down, But
You cannot lead a church if you know that you refuse to obey God. I just, and that's why I'm so hard on myself. I refuse, as of yesterday, I refuse to call myself a disciple or even a prophet because I know that I sin. I know that I'm not perfect. And I don't want to be like any of the preachers or pastors in the DFW because the majority of them, they'll preach it. But as far as a practice goes, they do not abide by that Bible or the good Lord. And it's shameful. It's shameful because do you know how many people have turned away from the church merely because of false prophets running these churches, running these institutions? Y'all are literally turning away, potentially, this new generation because we can see that you'll preach the Bible, but you refuse to practice it.
Solomon Ray is no longer an AI experiment. He is now the biggest voice in gospel music, period. That's crazy. Are y'all rocking with artists like Solomon Ray? Let us know your thoughts.
Cast your cares on my shoulders, and I'll give you rest.
And before you get mad at an AI that can't get saved, look at your pastor. He's artificial as well. But remember that you can always keep up with my progress policies and of course donate at notaxandwithjackson.com.